The head of state is expected to attend the 79th United Nations General Assembly Summit, which starts next week in New York, USA.
President William Ruto made an impromptu visit to Port-au-Prince, Haiti to meet Kenyan police that are part of the Kenyan-led multinational security support mission. During his assessment, President Ruto also met President of the Transitional Presidential Council, Edgar LeBlanc.
I came here specifically to know about your progress so that friends and partners and many other people who believe in stability and peace can work with me at the UN General Assembly to make sure that you deliver on this mandate.
President Ruto noted that the Kenyan mission under Force Commander Godfrey Otunge has made tangible progress in the restoration of peace and stability in Haiti. He urged Haitian soldiers, its leaders, the youth and the private sector to take advantage of the relative calm to drive momentum for progressive change.
The country's security has significantly improved. Its crucial infrastructure is much safer. Populations are returning home. Humanitarian access has increased and abductions have decreased.
Lauding the gallant officers for their outstanding work, the head of state said Kenya is ready to offer any other support that will accelerate Haiti's transition to peace and stability.
I want to commit to you that I will do everything possible to make sure that you have additional personnel, more equipment, and be better resourced so that you can undertake this assignment on behalf of all people of goodwill, both in Kenya, in our region, and globally.
Kenya sent 400 police officers to Haiti in June this year and was the first nation to send forces as part of the larger effort by the United Nations to offer international support to the Caribbean nation. Yusuf Far reporting for Lunchtime News.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Farah, for that report. And our residents of Migori County are urging the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to look into the ongoing ethnic conflicts along the Migori-Narok border, which has led to the loss of lives and displacement of families. Led by Migori County Deputy Governor Dr. Gimta Mahiri, they said that international mechanisms to reconcile the warring communities who are fighting over land have borne no fruits. The Regional Director for East African Collaboration on Economic and Social Cultural Rights, Betha Kokach, stressed the importance of finding a lasting solution, noting that peaceful coexistence is the key to progress and development.
It is a high time that the National Commissioner represented here with the Commissioner, they take up the issue so that we work together, the people of Witembe and Angada, they have peace. Because it's something that needs to be settled. Young people dying there because people not going to farm their usual places. They are used to farming there. They're no longer going to farm.
There is need to identify those who are trying to destabilize people in Gwitembe and in Angata, Baragoi.
The national government has expressed concern over the increasing incidences of school fires during the third term, particularly as learners approach their end-of-year exams. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo says the government is actively coordinating with local administrators, school heads and community to prevent further incidents.
The rising cases of school fires during the third term have continued to raise concern amid calls for an end to knee-jerk reactions by relevant authorities. At the beginning of September, 21 pupils at Hillside and Arasha Academy in Nyeri County lost their lives after an inferno razed their dormitory. The trend of school fires has continued, with property of unknown value destroyed, especially in secondary schools in September. While speaking at Nyandiwa Secondary School in Kasipul, Homa Bay County, Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo called for concerted efforts to curb such incidents and ensure safety of all learners.
The government did issue a directive for us to have an assessment of the state of the facilities so that we avoid more incidences of fire like it has been in the case. And my State Department is coordinating that assessment. The national government administration officers across the country, working together with the Ministry of Education. And the exercise is still going on, and out of that exercise, we will have much more insight on what needs to be done, particularly for the boarding schools.
His sentiments come as the Migori County Department of Education, in collaboration with the county security team, has launched an assessment of safety measures in all boarding schools within the county. The assessment team, led by Migori County Commissioner Mutua Kisilo, plans to engage with various education stakeholders, including parents, school boards and students, to discuss safety measures.
There are certain requirements, minimum requirements. How should the door open? Is it opening inside? Is it opening outside? How does the window have grills? How are the bends? Do we have 3-stair or 2-stair? So those are basically safety.
Some of the measures that we have put in place enhance security guards within the boarding areas, and of course listening to learners' grievances. The dialogue is a major instrument in managing disputes in an organization.
Nancy Okware, Lunchtime News.
Now, the Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja has reaffirmed his determination to safeguard the independence of his office, vowing to resist any attempts to micromanage the county government, regardless of political or social pressures. Speaking at the funeral of Edward Ondutu, father to Nairobi's Health Chief Officer Ibrahim Otieno, Governor Sakaja condemned the use of ethnic divisions as a political tool, emphasizing the need for unity in Nairobi. He assured residents that relocating vegetable and fruit traders from Marikiti and Mudhurwa to Kangundo Road is not an act of malice, but a necessary step to create a safer business environment.
To assure you, mimi ni gavana wenu wa Nairobi na nilichaguliwa na wananchi wa Nairobi. Ile kazi ambayo tunafanyia watu wa Nairobi, we will continue doing it. Nobody should imagine that they can micromanage the county of Nairobi from anywhere. I'm the elected governor. Na ile kitu tunafanya Nairobi sio ya kabila hii ama kabila lingine. There will be order in the city of Nairobi. Rest assured. We will do things the right way. And we will take care of everybody's interests in a fair manner.
The residents of the Dagoretti Mutwine area have benefited from a variety of services free of charge, ranging from medical checkups to legal consultations, courtesy of a well-wisher. Lawyer Steve Akili said he brought in the medical and legal experts as a way of giving back to the community. He pledged to continue offering legal assistance to those involved in land disputes common in the area.
Leo tumehudumu watu ka 1000 na pia itaendelea mpaka kesho. Na kila mtu tunamuinvite huku akuje. Lenses ziko, tunaangalia wote wenye wagonjwa macho, tunafanya check up.
Tunasema wakili amejaribu sana, Mungu ambariki, na tutaendeleza hili jitihadi.
An ungovernmental organization, Worldwide Fund for Nature, is now calling for the adoption of a global, legally binding treaties in a bid to tackle the escalating plastic pollution crisis in the ocean. Speaking during a beach cleanup event at Jomo Kenyatta Public Beach in Mombasa, the circular economy lead at the organization, Alex Kubasu, stressed the need for coordinated efforts to curb plastic pollution that continues to devastate marine ecosystems and threaten biodiversity. According to the United Nations Environmental Programme, between 19th and between 19 and 23 million tons of plastic waste enter the ocean annually.
The beaches where we are just from, the plastic that has showed up on our beaches, some of it has actually not emanated from Mombasa. It's come all the way from the neighboring countries. So it is critical that we have common rules across the world in terms of how do we manage plastic so that Indians, for example, across the Indian Ocean can have a common way of managing plastic, our neighbors in Tanzania and our neighbors in Mozambique. So a global legally binding instrument that showcases a common way in which all of us can be able to do that. So we need businesses to design their products better so that they embrace more reuse models, they design their products that are recyclable and reusable to minimize it. So for example, if we had reuse models for our beverage drinks, then we'll have no plastic bottles, single use in our beaches.
Some politics now, and Mombasa County Governor and Orange Democratic Movement Deputy Party Leader Abdul Samad Nasir has called on national leaders to cease political bickering and focus on service delivery. Governor Nasir, who commissioned various development projects in Changamwe sub-county, condemned the exchange of political barbs at the national level. He warned that such infighting will derail the work of government agencies and hinder their ability to fulfill their mandates.
Wakati nyinyi munalumbana kiholela, kumbukeni kuna zile kaunti nyingine ndogo ndogo. People are suffering out there. Health services are continuously going downwards kwa sababu the national government is not putting itself in order. Kila siku huyu anasema hivi, ongeeni vile munaongea, sisi tutaongea 2027. For now, hakikisheni kazi ile ambayo kwamba imepatiwa iweze kufanyika, na mmoja wao katika katiba ya Kenya is to ensure that devolution works. Na ugatuzi hauwezi kufanya kazi kama mnakaa mnazuia fedha tu. Kila siku leo kesho. Vita venu piganeni nyinyi wenyewe huko. Msituingize sisi katika ghasia zenu. Sisi tunataka maendeleo kwa watu wetu. Na maendeleo hayaendi kwa mdomo peke yake, ni fedha tunahitaji katika kaunti zetu. Madaktari watalipwa na nini? Dawa zitanunuliwa na nini? Kama miezi mitatu unaenda wa 4 huu, fedha haziingii katika maeneo yetu.
Exactly 13 minutes past the top of the hour. We are due for our first break. Plenty more on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Has committed her life, her well-being, her finances, her know-how, her expertise to offering support to amputees, sometimes literally.
It was actually 2 industrial designers after university that decided to focus on supporting people with disability, especially amputees, by developing actually a prosthetic leg made initially by recycled plastic.
Oh, wow.
So how to use actually plastic in a way that has very high impact in the world and not on the contrary. We actually work very closely with different organizations and associations that are very strong in psychosocial support, for example. When someone loses a leg, actually, even before amputation, this person should receive psychological support. Whenever we try to actually teach them how to fit a prosthetic leg, especially like a CERT leg, we always bring in a person that is very experienced and has an organization on psychological support so that the different professionals in the field understand the importance of that.
Nimpigie lawyer yangu kwanza kabla tujaandika hii agreement.
Kuna witness?
Yes, ndio.
Lazima nitamuosha. Hatakuja na mbuzi ngapi hapa? That card won't work.
Anajifanya tu quiet, calm, lakini ni wale aggressive kwa umbali.
Mimi ndio nitaamua vile nitafanya na yeye. Ama kuna mtu ako na pingamizi?
Hapana.
Hey, Jen.
What?
Jen. Makosa ufanyika.
Hautapatikana tena.
Jackie, hebu pita hapa.
Habari yako Mama Liam? Na pesa za Qatar ziko wapi?
Baba Jen yuko?
Ulifanya vile tulielewana.
If you doubt it, get a test.
Hey, Jen.
Welcome back. This is Lunchtime News. And our section of elected leaders from North Rift region are now calling on all politicians to tone down the political rhetoric and focus on development. Led by Elgeyo-Marakwet Governor Wesley Rotich, they also hit out at leaders who are balkanizing the country along tribal lines. They have also demanded that Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki honors invitation to various peace meetings being held in the region.
Let us divert ourselves to focus on development only and peace building only, so that we develop our country. Na hii maneno ingine ya siasa, tunaomba wanasiasa wote Kenya, we tone down, all of us, any politician in Kenya, let us tone down the politics and now dwell on development so that we can be able to develop our people.
Kuna wamama wengi walitengeneza vimbo ya Mheshimiwa Kindiki. Picha imetengenezwa yake ya Mheshimiwa Kindiki. Imeshonwa nguo yake ya Mheshimiwa Kindiki. Watu wengi wamekuja hapa kwa sababu yako waziri. One of your mandate ya ministry ni mambo ya amani. And this is the place that inasemekana haina amani. Na umetuambia mpaka tumekuwa katika orodha kwamba wewe ni mgeni wetu. You've never come.
Residents of Ebushitsi village, Butere constituency in Kakamega County lament over the rise frequent livestock theft and robbery in the area. One suspect narrowly escaped death after angry villagers raided his home and found remains of a stolen cow. Butere constituency police chief Julius Kipto confirmed the arrest of 2 suspects linked to the incident, issuing a stern warning to butcher shop owners involved in selling stolen livestock. He asked those with missing livestock to visit the station with proper documentation to prove ownership of 20 stolen cows that have been recovered.
They finally found the carcass of the stolen cow having been slaughtered, and already they were cooking the meat. The 2 suspects who are arrested are in our custody, and the main one managed to escape, but we are on his heels. Tuko na ng'ombe 25 ambayo tumerecover kutoka last year, na tunawasihi wananchi ambao wamepoteza ng'ombe yao waje pia waone kama wataweza kuitambua kama ni ng'ombe yao, waweze kuirudisha makwao.
Book piracy has been cited as a perennial issue plaguing the publishing industry in Kenya. Kenya Publishers Association chairperson Kiare Kamau noted that readers get a raw deal as they end up with poor quality books due to the trend. Kiare urged Kenyans to support writers by buying books from outlets that sell genuine copies. He spoke during the launch of the 25th Nairobi International Book Fair, scheduled for the 25th to 29th of September at the Sarit Center in Nairobi County.
The government started buying textbooks to the ratio of 1:1 and buying them directly from publishers. The pirates did not have a channel to reach now the public schools. So their market has been significantly reduced, so to speak, because they can only channel whatever they have pirated to private schools.
Now, police in Kiambu County are investigating circumstances that led to the death of a middle-aged man whose body was found hanging on a tree with his hands tied with a rope in Kagonya village. The incident has led the residents in fear, saying that cases of insecurity have been on the rise in the area.
Residents of Kangoya village in Kiambu County are in shock after the body of a middle-aged man was found hanging on a tree with both hands tied with a rope. According to the residents, the deceased might have been killed elsewhere and his body dumped in the area since his identity was unknown.
Vile nimeona mimi ni kama mtu wa kuletwa juu kwanza hapa ni kwa shamba, hapa ni kwa kichaka na kuna blanketi, hapa hakuna nyumba karibu. Kwa hivyo hapa hakuna kazi alikuwa anafanya karibu.
The residents urge the area leaders to install security lights along the streets and in the village to boost security.
Kuna watu wanabomoa nyumba ya mawe. Anakuja na hii kitu tunaita tarimbo. Anabomoa wakiweka tu kasimo kadogo, wanaingiza hiyo tarimbo ndani. Wanabomoa mawe. Wanaingilia hapo. Akiingia ndani anaenda anafungua milango. Ile kitu iko kwa nyumba, kama mlikuwa mumerara, munaralisha huko kwa nyumba, wanabeba vitu zile wanataka.
Security sio nzuri. Na ndio tunaomba tupatiwe mpaka post, mpaka askari. Kama sasa hivi hapa tulikuwa na askari wanakujaga mara kwa mara na wananga kwa barabara, wanapiga road, lakini nao wakora ni wajaja pia. Askari wanaweza piga road, wakipika chini na juu wanaachwa hakuna ulinzi.
The county police commander Michael Mushiri said investigations are underway to establish circumstances that led to his death. Martini Maslin for Lunchtime News.
Time for some sporting action now, and the Kenya champions Gor Mahia were eliminated from the CAF Championships League by Egyptian giants Al Ahly after a 3-0 loss in their second preliminary round return leg match played at the Cairo International Stadium. Rabi Salim, Weston Abu and Patrick Mugu and Nancy Njoroge are the winners of the 20-kilometer Highland cycling competition held in Limuru. Mugu comfortably won the men's race, relegating John Njoroge and Paul Kamau to second and third positions respectively. Limuru Highlands community member Hannah Gitonga said the main objective in the future is to upgrade the race to an international competition. The winners walked away with cash awards and gift hampers from the sponsors Limuru Highlands community. Over 40 cyclists took part in the competition.
Race, technical, but it's a good thing. I would encourage people to show up for these races. It's good for your health. You are doing some exercise here and there. And you can also do it like me, professional.
This annual event is intended to draw attention to the Limuru Highlands, which we are saying unless we come together and protect the Limuru Highlands, to keep the beauty that we see, to preserve it. Everybody knows Limuru tea, and Limuru tea comes from the Limuru Highlands, but if the Limuru Highlands is not protected, will we have Limuru tea in years to come?
We wanted the bikers to go out and see all the beautiful things that are here, the tea, the forest, the rivers, the riparian area, the roads, everything that we have here, because it's about conserving and making sure we balance between development and environmental protection and conservation.
The double Olympic marathon champion Eliud Kipchoge and two-time world marathon champion Abel Kirui have urged young athletes to register in large numbers for the upcoming second edition of the Great Chepsaita Cross-Country Championship set for December 7th in Uasin Gishu County. Speaking during the registration drive at Chepkemei Center, the marathoners said the local races are important because they act as a build-up to major international races. The event, which was improved from bronze last year to gold this year, is set to attract many foreign athletes who have been invited to take part. Race director Barnaba Korir said the 2024 edition said the registration drive will ensure more athletes register for the said championship.
Wanajiandaa kwamba mwaka huu wengi watashinda. Hali ya mazoezi iko juu. Upanuzi wa course iko juu.
We are really looking forward to having a very big race. Last year, the inauguration of Sept cross country was exceptionally successful, but this year we want to make it really big.
Sport is health, and our health is our wealth. So that's why I'm really stressing to tell people, let us become fit. My aim is to sell running and fitness across the world.
Daniel Dubois beat fellow Brighton Anthony Joshua in 5 rounds to retain the IBF heavyweight title at Wembley Stadium. The 27-year-old dropped Joshua multiple times in what was expected to be a closely contested affair. A right hand to the chin dropped Joshua heavily in the first round. In the 5th round, Dubois swarmed all over Joshua before claiming a historic victory. Wembley Stadium, the scene of Joshua's greatest triumph when he beat Wladimir Klitschko in 2017, became the scene of the devastating defeat. USA won bronze after defeating the Netherlands 2-1 in the extra time in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup third-place playoff match in Colombia. Japan will face North Korea in the final tonight.
Sentinel loves to turn and drive at defenders, the captain. This is Doreen, got free of France. Excellent challenge. Van Oosten, and it's driven in from the edge of the box. Lovely little tickle round the corner, flag staying down. Tremendous finish from Robin Lacroix. Very well crafted by the Dutch. Robin Lacroix makes it 1-1. Lean takes on Vyman. Oh, it's an own goal! And the USA!
Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag says his charges missed a number of clear-cut chances in their goalless draw at Selhurst Park, fresh from their 7-0 EFL Cup win over Barnsley on Tuesday. Ten Hag's side dominated the match but failed to convert their chances.
Looking for the run of Garnacho! Finish. And Fernandes! Oh! How unlucky. What a ball. Deliver. Fernandes, Xerxes there, Garnacho as well! It's another one of those moments where... Xerxes, Fernandes! What's a chance? Nketiah hits it, and Sarr is there! And Onana, not one... Instead finds Eze. Here is Sarr.
All right, that's where it now puts a cap on what we had lined up for you this Sunday afternoon. Definitely appreciate you for your valid company. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Byron Abuli has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
Has committed her life, her well-being, her finances, her know-how, her expertise to offering support to amputees, sometimes literally.
It was actually 2 industrial designers after university that decided to focus on supporting people with disability, especially amputees, by developing actually a prosthetic leg made initially by recycled plastic.
Oh, wow.
So how to use actually plastic in a way that has very high impact in the world and not on the contrary. We actually work very closely with different organizations and associations that are very strong in